The void around Relay Station K9 flashed red as alarms screamed through broken corridors. Something had just crossed the Imperial border without permission. Something fast. Something human. On the bridge of a small scout vessel, Captain Elias Rourke did not hesitate. His hands moved before the warning systems finished speaking. "Target the escape pod," he ordered calmly. His crew froze. "Sir, that pod is alien Imperial property. We are not authorized." "I know," Elias said. His eyes stayed locked on the drifting object ahead. "But it is not theirs anymore. Fire the containment beam." A pulse of blue light shot through space and wrapped around the escape pod. The pod was spinning, leaking sparks, barely holding together. Imperial fighters were closing in behind it, ready to destroy it before it could be recovered. Elias leaned forward. "Pull it in now." The pod screamed into their ship's cargo bay with a heavy metallic crash. Inside the bay, the air filled with warning smoke. Red lights flickered. The crew rushed forward with weapons ready. Elias stepped in first. "Hold fire," he said. The crew looked at him like he was insane. "Captain, that thing is." The pod cracked open. Something moved inside. It was not a soldier. Not a machine. A creature crawled out, thin and trembling, its body made of shifting glass-like plates that bent light around it. Its shape was wrong to human eyes, like it existed in multiple angles at once. It made a soft clicking sound that echoed in the metal floor. Then it spoke. Not with a voice, but inside their minds. Too late, too late. The warning was ignored. The crew stepped back in shock. One of them dropped his weapon. Elias did not move. The creature lifted its head toward him, and its glowing inner core flickered violently. "You are human," it said inside his mind. The words carried fear. Deep raw fear. "Why are you here already?" Elias narrowed his eyes. "We picked up a distress signal. You were being hunted." The creature shook violently. "Not hunted, erased." Outside the ship, another explosion lit up the void. Imperial fighters were firing at the station. Debris drifted like burning dust. Elias turned sharply. "We are leaving. Now." The ship lurched forward. The creature suddenly screamed inside everyone's mind. A wave of pressure hit the crew like invisible weight. One officer collapsed, clutching his head. "Stop moving," it said. "They will see you if you move." Elias snapped. "Explain." The creature's form flickered, like it was struggling to stay stable. "I am a silicate oracle," it said. "I see outcomes before they happen. I saw this moment. And I saw what comes after." A long silence filled the bridge. One of the crew whispered, "Captain, should we trust it?" Elias looked at the trembling alien. It was not attacking. It was not lying in a human way. It looked broken. Like something had already happened to it far worse than death. "Talk," Elias said. The oracle's voice lowered. "The galaxy was warned about humans," it said. The words hit the room harder than any explosion. Elias's expression did not change. "We are humans." The oracle tilted its head slowly. "Yes." It paused. "That is why no one should have come near you." A cold silence spread across the ship. Elias stepped closer. "Who warned them?" The oracle's inner light flickered faster. "All of them." The ship shook as another blast hit nearby space. The crew stabilized the controls, but tension was rising fast. Elias kept his voice steady. "Explain clearly." The oracle suddenly convulsed. Images flooded the minds of everyone on the bridge. Burning fleets, shattered alien worlds, civilizations collapsing under unseen pressure. Not from war. Not from weapons. From reaction. The oracle gasped. Every species that tested humanity changed after. Elias clenched his jaw. Changed how? The oracle looked directly at him. They became extinct, or they became you. A sharp alarm interrupted them. Proximity alert. Imperial ships were locking onto them. The crew panicked. "Captain, we're being targeted." Elias did not look away from the oracle. "You said there was a warning. What was it?" The oracle's voice dropped to almost nothing. "Do not observe them too closely." Another pause. "Do not engage them." A final flicker. "And never let them realize they are being measured." The ship's lights suddenly dimmed. Every screen turned black. Then one message appeared on all systems at once. Unknown priority transmission received. Origin, Imperial Archive Vault, classified. Elias stared at it. His crew went silent. The oracle whispered, almost in terror. They found the file. The transmission began to open. And before anyone could stop it, the first line appeared. Subject classification, Humanity, do not interact. The ship went dead silent. Then the Imperial fleet outside began to charge their weapons. Imperial ships moved closer in the dark like a silent storm, their engines burning cold blue trails across space. On Captain Elias Rourke's bridge, the silence was heavier than the alarms that had just died. The classified file still glowed on the main screen. Subject classification: Humanity, do not interact. No one spoke. Even the crew who had faced combat before felt something different now. This was not a battle order. It felt like a mistake buried for a long time, finally waking up. Elias stepped forward slowly. Open it. A technician hesitated. Captain, if this is Imperial-level clearance, we are not supposed to. We are already in their firing range, Elias cut in. Open it. The file expanded. A wave of encrypted logs filled the screen. Alien symbols, broken translations, and recorded distress calls from dozens of species. The oracle behind them trembled. I remember these signals, it whispered inside their minds. They were not meant to survive. The first log played. A reptilian species speaking in panic. Their fleet drifting in ruins. They came to study the humans. Just observation. No contact. That was the agreement. Static. Then silence. Then a second message, distorted. After first contact event, human population response increased technological output by 400% in under 20 cycles. Their behavior changed, they learned us too fast. The bridge crew exchanged uneasy looks. Elias narrowed his eyes. They adapted. The oracle interrupted sharply. No. That is not adaptation. Its body flickered violently. That is escalation. The file continued. Another species log appeared, this one more advanced, more confident. We attempted controlled containment. Limited interference. We wanted to prevent panic among them. Humans showed no panic response. Instead, they reorganized their entire planetary defense grid within days. The recording cut off mid-sentence. A distress signal followed. Then nothing. A heavy silence filled the bridge again. One crew member whispered, Captain, are they saying humans fight back too fast? Elias did not answer immediately. His eyes stayed on the screen. The oracle moved closer to him. They are not saying that, it said. They are saying humans change the rules after every interaction. A new file opened automatically. This one was flagged red. Imperial Internal Council recording. A high-ranking alien voice spoke with tension. We recommend termination-level action. Not because humans are aggressive, but because they learn aggression faster than any species we have documented. Every conflict increases their capability baseline. Pause. Then the voice lowered. We lost a scouting fleet. Not in battle. In analysis. Humans studied our drones faster than we could collect data from them. Elias finally spoke, voice quiet but sharp. So why not destroy them early? The oracle answered before the file did. Because every attempt makes them stronger. The screen shifted again. This time, images appeared, destroyed ships, burned colonies, shattered Imperial outposts. But something was wrong. Elias leaned forward. These are not human weapons. The oracle shook. No, it said. These are what humans built after. The implication hit the bridge like a physical force. One officer stepped back. After what? The oracle's light dimmed. After being attacked. A sudden alarm cut through the ship again. Louder this time. Incoming Imperial lock signal, multiple vectors. The crew snapped into motion. Captain, they are preparing to fire. Elias turned away from the screen, face hardening. Evasive maneuvers. Do not return fire yet. What? Sir, they are about to erase us. Elias stepped forward. We need proof. Not panic. The oracle suddenly raised its voice inside all their minds. No. You do not understand. They are not coming to erase you. They are coming to test you. The ship shook slightly as targeting beams began scanning their hull. Elias looked at the alien creature. Test us for what? The oracle's body trembled like it was breaking apart. To confirm if the warning is still true. The Imperial fleet outside changed formation. Not attack formation, observation formation. Elias noticed it instantly. They are watching, he muttered. The oracle nodded weakly. Yes. That is what they do before every escalation cycle involving humans. A new signal appeared on the screen. This time not from archives, but live transmission from the Imperial fleet. A calm alien voice spoke. Human vessel identified. You have entered restricted recovery zone. State your purpose. Elias looked at his crew. Their fear was visible now, but so was confusion. He stepped forward and opened the channel. "This is Captain Elias Rourke. We retrieved an escape pod under distress." A pause from the Imperial side. Then a second voice joined. Colder. "Confirm biological contents of recovered asset." Elias glanced at the Oracle. The creature whispered urgently, "Do not tell them I am alive." Elias frowned. "Why?" The Oracle's answer was immediate. "Because I am not supposed to exist outside their predictions." The Imperial voice returned, sharper now. "Repeat request. Confirm contents." Elias made a decision. He turned slightly toward the camera. "There is an unknown life form aboard. Non-hostile. Requesting asylum status." Silence followed. Then something unexpected happened. The Imperial fleet did not fire. Instead, every ship began scanning them again. Faster. More intense. The Oracle suddenly screamed inside everyone's mind. "They are updating their model." The bridge lights flickered violently. Elias stepped back. "What does that mean?" The Oracle's voice broke. "It means they did not believe the warning, so now they are recalculating what humans become after first contact." Outside, the Imperial fleet began to move again. But this time not toward attack. Toward containment. Elias stared at the ships tightening around them. And for the first time he realized, they were not trying to kill them. They were trying to understand what they had already started. And that was far worse. The Oracle whispered one final line before the channel cut. "Now they will see what happens when the warning is ignored." The transmission went dark. And every Imperial ship activated their analysis weapons at once. The Imperial fleet stopped moving at the same time, as if the entire formation was held by an invisible hand. Silent ships surrounded Captain Elias Rourke's vessel in a perfect sphere of steel and light. No shots were fired, but the pressure of their presence felt heavier than any attack. On the bridge, the Oracle's body flickered uncontrollably. Its inner light was unstable now, like it was losing control of its own existence. Elias stood still, watching the Imperial formation. "They are not attacking," he said quietly. "They are analyzing us." The Oracle responded immediately, its voice shaking inside their minds. "No, they are rebuilding us inside their prediction systems." A technician swallowed hard. "Captain, that doesn't sound good." Elias did not take his eyes off the fleet. "Nothing about this has sounded good." One of the Imperial ships sent another transmission. This time it was not a demand. It was a request. "Human vessel, your actions have triggered high-level anomaly classification. You are ordered to remain stationary for evaluation." Elias tilted his head slightly. "Evaluation for what purpose?" Pause. Then the answer came. "To determine future interaction safety." The crew exchanged uneasy looks. It felt wrong. Like they were already being placed inside a box that had not been built yet. The Oracle suddenly convulsed again. "They are simulating you," it whispered. "Right now. Every possible version of you. Every possible reaction." Elias narrowed his eyes. Why would they need that? The Oracle's tone dropped lower. Because every previous species that encountered humans stopped being predictable after first contact. A new data stream suddenly appeared on the main screen without permission. It was not from the Imperial fleet. It was deeper. Older. A sealed archive marked with multiple extinction-level warnings. Elias stepped closer. "Open it." The technician hesitated again. "Captain, we are already inside Imperial containment protocols." "Open it." The file unlocked. A flood of fragmented reports filled the screen. Different alien languages. Different eras. Different civilizations. But all of them repeated one pattern. First contact with humans. Then rapid change. Then collapse of original assumptions. One report showed a peaceful alien expedition observing early human space development. "We assumed low-threat species. Primitive expansion behavior. We made the mistake of introducing controlled technological gifts." The recording distorted. "Within 9 cycles, humans re-engineered every system we provided, and created new systems we did not understand." Another report followed. A military fleet commander speaking with visible fear. They did not respond to intimidation. They responded to efficiency. Every time we escalated force, they reduced response time. It was like watching evolution in real time, aimed at us. The bridge grew quieter with every line. Elias finally spoke. "So they grow because of conflict." The Oracle corrected him immediately. "No. They grow through interpretation of conflict." The Imperial fleet outside shifted again. Not attacking. Still observing. But now their formation tightened further, like a net slowly closing. A new Imperial voice entered the channel. This one sounded older, more controlled. Human vessel. We have completed initial predictive simulation. Outcome results are unstable. Elias frowned slightly. Unstable how? The answer took longer than expected. Your species does not remain within calculated boundaries after external pressure is applied. The Oracle suddenly reacted sharply. Stop listening to them, it said urgently. They are not describing you. They are trying to define you. Elias turned slightly toward it. Isn't that the same thing? The Oracle paused. Then its answer came quieter. No. Definition is control. And humans resist control after recognition. A sudden tremor passed through the ship. The Imperial fleet had activated something. Not weapons. Not shields. Something else. A scanning wave expanded outward, passing through Elias's ship like invisible pressure. Every console flashed red for a split second. The Oracle screamed. They are updating their fear response models. One crew member shouted, Captain, what does that even mean? Elias stepped forward, voice steady. It means they are deciding how afraid of us they should be. Outside, the Imperial ships began reorganizing again. Their movements were slower now. More deliberate. Like uncertainty had entered their system. Then something unexpected happened. One Imperial ship broke formation. Not to attack, but to retreat. The entire bridge froze. Elias watched it carefully. Why is it pulling back? The Oracle answered instantly, voice tense. Because it has seen something in the prediction cycle that does not match approved outcomes. More ships followed. One by one, sections of the fleet began disengaging. Confusion spread through the human crew. They're leaving, someone whispered. Elias did not relax. No, he said. They are recalculating. The Oracle's light dimmed further. This is worse, it said. When they do this, they do not stop the cycle. They escalate the category. The Imperial command channel reopened. This time the voice was different. No longer calm. No longer controlled. Human vessel, your classification has changed. Elias narrowed his eyes. To what? A long pause. Then the answer came. Unknown adaptive threat category. The words hung in space like a sentence without escape. The Oracle suddenly went still. Then it whispered something no one expected. They no longer see you as a species. Elias turned slowly. Then what do they see us as? The Oracle's answer was quiet, broken, and final. A process. At that exact moment, every Imperial ship in the fleet aligned their weapon systems again. But not toward destruction. Toward measurement. The Oracle suddenly screamed one last time. They are about to prove what you are by force. Elias stared at the surrounding fleet, realizing too late that the warning in the archives was not about survival. It was about observation. And humanity had just been observed too closely. The Imperial fleet's weapons powered up in perfect synchronization. And for the first time, they did not fire to kill. They fired to understand. The moment the Imperial weapons powered up, space itself felt tighter, as if reality was holding its breath. Captain Elias Rourke stood frozen on the bridge, watching the glowing ring of enemy ships shift into perfect alignment. No chaos. No panic. Only cold precision. This is not an attack formation, one of the crew whispered. It's structured. Elias didn't respond. His eyes stayed locked on the fleet. The Oracle trembled behind him, its form flickering violently like a dying signal trying to stay alive. They are not firing to destroy, it said inside their minds. They are firing to map you. A technician stepped back. Map us? That's insane. The Oracle turned toward them slowly. Not your position. Not your ship. A pause that felt too heavy. Your response. Before anyone could ask what that meant, the Imperial fleet released a synchronized pulse. It was silent. No explosion. No shockwave. But every system on Elias's ship screamed at once. Red warnings flooded every console. Energy readings spiked and collapsed instantly. It felt like space itself had been measured and weighed. The crew staggered. What just happened? Someone shouted. Elias steadied himself, gripping the console. They scanned us, at full resolution. The Oracle's voice cracked. They are building a perfect model of human reaction. Outside, the Imperial ships shifted again, feeding data into a massive shared system. The formation was no longer just surrounding Elias's ship, it was behaving like a single thinking organism. Then the first human colony signal arrived. A distant distress call. Unidentified Imperial fleet entering orbital range, requesting clarification. They are not firing, they are just. The transmission cut off mid-sentence. Elias's jaw tightened. They expanded beyond us. The Oracle reacted sharply. No. They expanded through you. You are the test node. The Imperial commander's voice returned, but now it sounded less alien and more analytical. Human vessel. Your biological responses indicate fear stabilization under existential pressure. Confirmed. Elias frowned. Confirmed for what? Pause. Then the answer came without emotion. Baseline determination complete. The crew exchanged confused looks. Elias stepped forward. Baseline of what? The Oracle suddenly screamed inside their minds. They are defining what humanity is supposed to behave like. The Imperial fleet shifted again. But this time something changed. A second wave arrived behind them. Larger. Older ships. Marked with symbols Elias's system could not translate at first. Then the Oracle whispered in horror. They brought witnesses. Elias turned sharply. Witnesses to what? The Oracle's body flickered faster. To confirm whether the warning about humans is still valid. A new transmission opened. Multiple alien species voices overlapped. Different tones. Different languages. But all watching. One spoke clearly through translation. We are observing the human subject under Imperial Evaluation Protocol. Another voice followed. We were present when the first warning was issued. Elias felt a shift in the air. This was no longer just the Empire. This was something larger. A coalition of fear and memory. The Oracle spoke again, quieter now. The galaxy did not ignore the warning, it said. They debated it. The Imperial fleet began its next phase. A structure unfolded from their formation. Not weapons. Not shields. A geometric lattice of energy forming a massive scanning field around Elias's ship and the nearby human colony zone. The Oracle stepped closer to Elias. This is the turning point, it said. Elias didn't look away from the growing structure. What happens now? The Oracle hesitated. Now they simulate what happens if humans are provoked at scale. A sudden transmission burst from a nearby human colony reached them. Panicked voices. They are surrounding us. No weapons fired, just scanning. Why are they scanning children? The signal cut again. Elias clenched his fists. They are testing reaction across multiple points. The Oracle nodded. Yes. Not one ship. Not one battle. A civilization. The Imperial commander spoke again. Human vessel. You will not interfere during system-wide evaluation. Elias stepped forward, voice firm. You are scanning civilians. Pause. Then the response came. Civilians are part of the dataset. Silence hit the bridge like a physical blow. One crew member whispered, Captain, they think we are a formula. The Oracle turned slightly. That is worse than being enemies, it said. Enemies can be feared. Formulas can be repeated. Outside, the lattice tightened. Energy rippled across human space sectors. Then something unexpected happened. A second human fleet signature appeared on the edge of the system. Smaller. Faster. Unregistered. Elias looked up instantly. We have another ship incoming. The Oracle reacted sharply. No, that is not part of Imperial simulation. The new ship ignored all Imperial signals and moved directly toward the lattice field. The Imperial commander's voice changed for the first time. Unscheduled human response detected. This is not in the model. Elias stared at the incoming vessel. Who is that? The Oracle's voice dropped. That is what they were afraid of. The unknown human ship entered the outer edge of the scanning lattice. And immediately something broke. The Imperial system flickered. Data streams collapsed for half a second. The Oracle gasped. Pattern interruption detected. Elias narrowed his eyes. What did that ship do? The Oracle answered slowly. It did not react like the rest of humanity. The Imperial fleet froze again. For the first time since the encounter began, uncertainty spread through their formation. The commander's voice returned, slower now. New variable introduced. Recalculating. The Oracle turned toward Elias. This is the problem, it said. Elias looked at it. What problem? The Oracle's answer was final. Humans are not one outcome. The Imperial lattice began to destabilize. And the unknown human ship continued forward, straight into the heart of the simulation field. The moment the unknown human ship entered the Imperial simulation lattice, everything changed. The structured field that had been measuring humanity like a controlled experiment began to stutter. Light patterns broke apart in space like cracked glass. The Imperial fleet, once perfectly synchronized, hesitated for the first time since the operation began. On Captain Elias Rourke's bridge, silence stretched too long. Then the Oracle spoke softly, almost in disbelief. "It is collapsing, their model is collapsing." Elias kept his eyes on the incoming ship. Because of one vessel? The Oracle's light flickered unevenly. "No," it said. "Because it does not behave like the others." The unknown human ship cut through the lattice without slowing. No evasive maneuvers. No defensive signals. Just direct movement, calculated, precise, and strangely calm. The Imperial commander's voice returned, but it was no longer steady. "Unclassified human vessel. Identify your purpose within the evaluation field." Pause. Then a reply came from the unknown ship. Simple. "We are not here to be evaluated." The words hit the Imperial system like an error condition. Across the lattice, data streams surged and destabilized. Entire prediction nodes failed in real time. Elias whispered, "That's not a military response." The Oracle interrupted. "It is a correction." The unknown ship continued forward, entering deeper into the Imperial formation. Instead of reacting with fear or aggression, it simply adjusted its path to avoid interference, like it already understood the system better than the system itself. The Imperial fleet reacted instantly. "Recalibrating full-scale human behavioral model," the commander ordered. But the Oracle suddenly screamed. "No. You cannot recalculate fast enough." Elias turned sharply. "Why?" The Oracle's form fractured briefly, then stabilized. "Because humans are no longer reacting to the simulation," it said. "They are reacting to the fact that they are inside one." The Imperial lattice surged again, attempting to lock onto both human ships simultaneously. But something unexpected happened. The unknown human vessel transmitted a short burst of data. Not a weapon. Not a threat. A map. The Imperial systems hesitated. Elias frowned. "A map of what?" The Oracle stared at the data feed. "Of their own fleet structure." A heavy silence filled the bridge. One crew member muttered, "How did they even get that information?" The Oracle answered quietly. "They did not get it. They inferred it." The Imperial commander spoke again, but now there was something unfamiliar in his tone. "Human vessel, you are accessing restricted formation intelligence. This is impossible without direct system integration." The unknown ship responded again. "You left patterns. We followed them." The lattice flickered violently. Elias felt it now too. The shift was real. The Imperial system was no longer fully in control. Then, suddenly, the Oracle stepped closer to Elias. "This is what the archives warned about," it said. Elias looked at it. "The warning about humans?" The Oracle corrected him immediately. "No. The warning about contact between humans and observers who try to control them." Outside, the Imperial fleet began to fragment. Not retreating. Splitting. Different sections started responding to different interpretations of the same data. Their perfect unity broke into disagreement for the first time. The commander's voice returned, strained. "Containment failure. Anomaly spread increasing." Then another voice joined, one of the witness species. This behavior was not predicted in any previous cycle. Elias realized something then. "They are not just watching us." The Oracle nodded. "They are watching what happens when humans realize they are being watched." A new signal burst from the unknown human ship. "We have identified the evaluation structure," it said calmly. "You are attempting to define us through reaction-based modeling." The Imperial system froze again. Elias whispered, "They are speaking like they understand it better than the Empire." The Oracle's tone dropped. "Because they do." The unknown ship continued. "This is incorrect methodology. Human response cannot be reduced to single-cycle behavior analysis." The Imperial commander responded immediately. "Explain." Pause. Then the answer came. "Humans are not reactions. Humans are decisions made under changing definitions." The lattice flickered violently again. For the first time, Imperial ships began to power down parts of the evaluation field. Not because they were ordered. Because the system itself was losing confidence in its own output. The Oracle stepped back. "They are not breaking the Empire," it whispered. "They are breaking the idea of certainty." Elias watched as entire sections of the Imperial fleet began disengaging from the lattice. The witness fleets behind them grew silent. One of them finally spoke. "If this data is correct, then the original warning was incomplete." The Oracle turned slightly. "It was never meant to be complete," it said. "It was meant to be ignored." Elias frowned. Why would anyone design a warning like that? The Oracle's answer was slow. Because the moment someone ignores it, they reveal themselves. A deep silence spread through the battlefield. The Imperial commander gave one final order. Shut down evaluation protocol. The lattice collapsed instantly. Space returned to normal. But the Imperial fleet did not attack. They did not retreat either. They simply remained still. Processing. Recalculating. On Elias's bridge, the crew finally exhaled. But Elias did not relax. He was still watching the unknown human ship. It transmitted one final message. To all observers, human behavior cannot be finalized. Do not attempt reclassification. Then it turned away and disappeared into deeper space. The Oracle spoke quietly. They are not just part of humanity, it said. Elias looked at it. Then what are they? The Oracle's final words were heavy. They are what humans become when they know they are being measured. A long pause followed. Then the Imperial commander sent one last transmission across all channels. Humanity is no longer classified as a single species profile. Elias's eyes narrowed. The message continued. Reclassification pending, as a distributed adaptive phenomenon. The Oracle whispered one final warning. That is the moment everything changes. And far beyond the battlefield, deeper in unexplored space, something ancient responded to the new classification being written for humanity.